we would want to get very quickly into the controversy about your comment. Just tell us about why you had to make that comment that Tinubu Atiku may not necessarily be the best for Nigeria as we head to the elections.
Well, it's true. I think this country has been going through a lot of debates, discussions, and so on about its problems, past and present, and its expectations for the future. I think this has been going on for a long time, especially for those of us that have been graced by God's time to be 60, 70, 80 years old. We have seen a lot in the country. We have seen efforts about the country's political, social, and economic development over 7 decades. So I belong to that experience of people who have seen Nigeria in the last 7 decades. And definitely, in being an observer, not just a lazy observer, but a keen observer of events in the country. We also have history of leadership, different types of leadership that we have had since our independence in 1960. And still kept hoping that Nigeria would find that class of leaders that would face the challenges of the nation and towards development in modern nations or within modern nations. So I think this is really the crux of the matter. If you look at me in terms of that comment, you should look at me in that context. I've seen leadership in Nigeria for the last 70 years. And I can categorize as a former teacher. I can score the various types of leadership that we experience in this country. And so it could be within my objective rights to at any time make a comment either in terms of quality of past leadership or current leadership or the kind of expectations I have and hopefully we have collectively for the future. And this is why I looked at Nigeria as a broken down vehicle, for example. And a broken down vehicle which you cannot replace. In this case, metaphorically, you cannot replace Nigeria with another Nigeria. You can only repair the wrongs in Nigeria, like the mechanic will repair the wrongs in a broken down vehicle. And this is why I said that given my history and given my experiences in the political history of this country, I became convinced that the mechanics that have been put forward by the political process that we have experienced this last few years, so especially in recent months, that eventually threw up the kind of mechanics that are expected to repair Nigeria. And this is why I took exception and said that these are not the best mechanics to repair the faults in the Nigerian failed vehicle or failed state. And it happens that I'm also making this with all humility that out of 200 million mechanics that we have, it's my conviction that these are not the best mechanics for the time being.